I didn't know we were podcasting today. I would have worn a different shirt. I'm gonna blend right into the
fucking head camo, floating head.
Actually, we dressed each other.
Interesting. Browns.
Yeah.
Brown tan.
You guys into like hunting and fishing?
I've never got into it. I mean, I've fished a couple of times, but it's weird. And hunting, I would love to do it, but it's just, I don't know, too much.
I'm a total faggot.
What?
I could do it. I'm a total faggot. I could do hunting to feed myself and my family, but I would shoot an animal and cry like a child.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would feel bad.
Well, the other part, too, is if you don't do it right, you, like, torture the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's a weird concept because it's almost like a backwards way of thinking. But then when you talk to somebody who's like an avid hunter and they really break it down, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just easy to go to the grocery store at this point.
People like different things.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's like I said, it's if you live, it's almost like a cultural thing, right? Like if you live in like middle America and, you know, fucking King Cullen is 3 hours away and you go do what you got to do, you help control the population of that animal and, you know, it's got effects on every ecosystem, then I guess it's a good thing.
That's interesting, though.
Unless you're the deer.
That is a big part of it, right? It's like the people that do it, that's what they're talking about. They're like controlling the population. You know?
So if there's deers, they'll reproduce like crazy, and then they'll wind up eating all the food, and then they starve to death, which is a horrendous way to go, too.
And the ticks.
Yeah.
Ticks are no good.
There's like a tick virus that they get.
Ticks.
You can't eat that type of deer, specifically on Long Island.
Yeah, the deer on Fire Island, they look rabid as fuck.
Yeah.
Like shit growing out of their heads and stuff. Like it looks like
they got AIDS on Fire Island.
I was gonna go with something in that realm, but then I held back.
Oh, like an easy gay layup joke?
An easy gay layup joke. Yeah.
Speaking of things wild, we got a new president since the last time we spoke.
Let's go right into it.
let's just jump into it. Times there seems to be a little glimmer in the eyes of the people again. I heard kids saying the R word the other day. They're bringing it back, dude. They're bringing it back.
That was a wild day, just overall. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Some scene.
I mean, maybe we'll get back to normal in 4 more years. And I don't even know, like, if normal is a thing anymore.
No, it's no chance.
You know,
no
like...
chance. In 4 years, the things are going to be substantially different than they are today.
Yeah.
Without it.
I mean, hopefully it's for, you know, I wish every president, whether I agree with them or not, the best of luck and hope for they do the right thing by everybody. But I think politics have changed literally forever. I think it's going to be a popularity series forever.
That's what it felt like on Monday with all of those, like, Logan Paul and Jake Paul and Jeff Bezos. It's like, that's what I kept thinking. I was like, one of these guys is going to run for fucking president in our lifetime.
Look at the billionaire, the elite billionaire class that was sitting on that. Would you call that a dais or just a stage behind them? It went like Mark Zuckerberg, who was a clear lefty about 8 minutes ago, is all of a sudden sitting behind President Trump. And my favorite part of that whole thing, did you watch any of it?
A little bit. Was
him just shit talking every one of them. And they're sitting where you are as close to me as
Trump was shit talking?
Trump was just like, the last 4 years have been like terrible. This whole administration sucked. On and on and on he went. And then literally he could turn around and touch them. And then the best was after that they had Carrie Underwood comes up. She does the a cappella. They have the rabbi come up. Priest, yeah. They have the black. I don't know who that guy was.
That guy was killing it.
Excellent job, dude. It made me want to be Baptist for about 4 minutes. And then whitest teeth I've ever seen in my life. They were like, you couldn't even look at him.
He was fucking brought the house down.
Awesome. He did an awesome job. Yeah. If you get a minute, just, you can watch it on social media. No, he just like, he preached, but not in like a preachy way. It was like, it made you like, you got you going. It got you up. And then the fucking poor Catholic priest had to follow that.
Bring up the rear.
Yeah. And even him, he was like, it's been a dark 4 years. God bless this new administration. And I was like, damn, they're right there.
That must be so awkward.
So awkward, dude.
You think it's as big a deal to them as like it is to the rest of us, or it's just like...
I think it's not. I think it just goes to show you like the sleaziness of politics. Because if you or I said the things about each other, like how... they speak to each other, we would never talk to each other.
Right.
Let alone congratulations.
Yeah. Do you think they like chat behind closed
But
doors?
that's like lawyers.
I think
you hear about that all the time. Like you'll have lawyers that are like against each other in a case, and then like
but they're arguing
a
the
day
cases.
later. You see them like they're having lunch together and they're laughing. You know what I mean? Like,
but they're defending their client.
But they're all lawyers.
There was
people
those
on Capitol Hill. They're all lawyers.
They're personal attacks on him, and
but
vice versa.
It's
too,
none
to
of
be
it's
fair.
real. None of it's real.
I agree with you.
I don't think any of it's real.
I think one end has got one end, and the other's got the other end, and they're just sandwiched in between.
They're like two mafia families that have just been at war with each other for fucking, and they have agreed upon the fact that every 4 years we're gonna we're gonna scrimmage.
We're gonna readjust things.
So you think they don't think it's as much animosity as like everybody else that's on those sides of the parties in the public?
No, the public is being played and has been being played since the beginning of time, bro. It's all propaganda.
Yeah.
But we're idiots though, because we think, and I think Americans are a little bit stupider than the rest of the world because we're young and we haven't been around that long, and we still believe in things like the good guys and the bad guys, and like and
puppet masters.
We still believe in like things like American values and like. I think it's a lot more simpler. It's I
think you said it the last time. It's a bunch of people who want control. They get it, and they don't want to.
And
they
want to keep it, and that's it. And they'll do whatever they got to do. They'll say whatever they got to say. But I think the bright side is that I think that America is more fair, and there's more opportunity than most other places. In most other places, you can't go from being the son of a fucking eggplant farmer to being, the senator of that state.
Eggplant's a fruit, right?
In most
Grows on a
places. In most places, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like
look at even too. Like I know it's a long time ago, but like Zuckerberg, he was just a kid in college, had an idea.
Now he's the master of the
it,
fucking universe.
And then same thing too with like I never heard of the Kennedy before all this. It's just the overnight success rate in America is insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
Mark
why we hear
Zuckerberg,
people tune in.
You can't say that. What do you call it? Like you can't. Like he was just a regular kid.
Yeah, he was a total nerd.
He wasn't like like from the ruling class, or like he wasn't like. It's not a nepotism story. It's not like any kind of like. He was just a nerd in his room that made some shit.
Yeah, I wonder if any of that story, but the movie is true. How he stole.
Yeah, he's a ruthless fuck.
Just over a girl.
I think he stole the idea of like Facebook first, and then
from the Winklevoss guys.
Yeah, terrible name.
That movie's fucking
amazing. But Steele, I think, is kind of like, if everybody's sitting around talking about something and you know what, I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to fucking run with it. I mean, is that stealing? I don't know.
Probably happened a million times.
I mean, I have a hard time believing that anybody's ideas are original at this point. It's just people have been around so long. It's like you may have part of an original idea, but
it's can you make it happen? Can you execute it?
No, I mean it's the hardest part, right?
Will that happen again?
What?
Will that ever happen again? Like the rise of those guys,
Facebook guys?
Yeah.
So what's the next tech
innovations? Of course, there's going to be.
It's happening.
There's going to be monster ones.
You think so, but also they're controlling it.
Yeah, but there's going to be some like breakout guys.
But it's AI.
Definitely.
It's going to be virtual reality. Like that's in like what's the name of that big chip company in China? NVIDIA. Like
there'll be breakouts. There has to be.
Absolutely, and it's going to all be like perverted dude shit.
Yeah,
it's really what it is. It's what it all breaks down to.
Health is
sex robots.
I think
sex robots.
I think that
virtual sex
industry
robots
is where it's going to hit the most. I listened to something today where they were talking about there's some guy on Rich Roll, and he was saying that they're developing apps that like all of like your watch and all of the your blood tests and stuff go into one AI and just tells you what to do.
I think that's smart.
I think that's awesome.
Amazing.
I have 100% health. I have health anxiety. I am a health what is it called when you think you have something? Hypochondriac.
I got that too.
All the time. You'll see me sitting around, not on the show because I'm conscious of it, but like we're at a networking meeting and like I had like an espresso this morning.
Yeah, you said it. You turned to me and you were like, my fucking heart.
I was like, I could hear my heart beating in my ears right now. And I'm literally like this. Like people are not looking at me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to time it with my watch.
Coffee? Is it the coffee or is it?
This is it.
AFib.
I can't believe I'm gonna die in the fucking mansion at Oyster Bay. These 40 jerk-offs in this room.
I'm like that too.
Are you Googling shit? You Googling shit like as soon as you have a symptom?
I've learned not to, but like I've always had like a little bit of anxiety, and I get panic attacks. And what scares me is I've gotten over the panic attacks, and now I look, and the symptoms of a panic attack and a heart attack are exactly the fucking same. The big difference is crushing chest pain. But now I know that, and I'm like, is this crush? It's
painful, but is it crushing?
Yeah, it feels a little like.
What's crushing?
Yeah. And then my doctor's like, you'll know. And I'm like, that's what I want to, like, I want to know exact the symptoms. I'm like, I went as far as to buy a blood pressure cuff from CVS to just check my blood pressure periodically. And it's been good. I got the Apple Watch because it has the murmur, the AFib detector in it.
Yeah. The radiologists, they were saying, like, any sort, that's gone in 3 years. Don't go into that field.
Really?
Like, there's going to be AI.
They were making big money. Like, remember, like, when we come out of high school, they had, like, I don't want to say, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. I didn't use my head.
You're growing up.
They were a certain type of person that went into radiology, whether, you thought it was going to be the field of the future or whatnot. And, like, you didn't need much of a degree for it.
Yeah.
And then they went in, they were making like $200,000.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, where was I on that one?
Yeah.
Just wearing scrubs all day and like comfortable sneakers.
Just pajamas and fucking, what are those shoes they wear?
Crocs?
Yeah, Crocs.
Can't do it.
I don't think I can do it.
What do you mean? You got a pair of Crocs.
Yeah, but I don't wear them outside of the house.
I have Crocs that my kids made, and they have like all the shit in them.
Giblets? What do they call them?
I don't know. Isn't that from a turkey?
I wear them in the house.
I wear them. I wear them like occasionally. If I can't find my shoes, I'll run to like the liquor store. But there's the giblets. Is that what they're called?
I think so. Something like that.
They got like, there's a Batman symbol. There's like a dirty martini. There's like a dollar sign. The other foot's got like a beer. Nothing too bad, but like, and I'm
that's embarrassing.
40-year-old man, like
embarrassing enough.
Flip-flopping around the liquor store buying an 18-year-old bottle of scotch. And I look like
emoji.
Yeah, exactly. Rainbow, kissy face.
I never had a pair of Crocs.
So I had some fun stuff happen to me at the funeral home.
What do you mean?
Recently?
Yeah, recently. Like 2 days ago. No, yesterday.
It's busy.
It's very busy. About a month ago, I had a family. They came in, two brothers. The mother died. They did the funeral. I don't think they ever told the father, but they're from like Fort Ticonderoga, so they come a long way.
Wow.
And they're from the area. Very nice people. Like them a lot.
Where the fuck is Fort Ticonderoga?
Just north of Lake Georgia.
I thought that was like a pencil.
That's where the pencils are made.
All right.
That's where the lead, I think,
just
is
north of
sourced.
Lake George?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So
damn,
4.5, 5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, funeral kid, dude.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Dude, I was dead serious. So they come, they do the funeral, everything goes great. And then they called me like 4 days ago. The father passed away. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, I listen, I genuinely feel bad for them. I wish everybody could live forever, but just not, doesn't work.
Just like that, 30 days inside of a month.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It may even be like inside 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
that's brutal for that thing.
They come, and I don't think I've ever told this story. On the mother's funeral, I'm in St. Charles. I don't know if you've ever gone to a funeral there. They have the chapel in the center of the cemetery. With inclement weather, or you just don't want to go to like the grave and deal with the finality of everything, you can go to the chapel, and it's similar to a church setting. And you go in there and you do the graveside prayers, and you say your goodbyes there.
And that's it.
And that's it. That's where you can follow them to the grave, but what's the point? You went there for a reason. I walk in the chapel. Everybody sits down. I walk in, and there's a baby carriage. But the baby carriage was being steered by like a kid. So I'm like, oh, it's his big brother. I don't think anything of it. I like look down, dude, and there is a 20-pound rabbit hair in this baby carriage. And the woman from on the other side, saw me, like she watched me like realize that was a rabbit. And I was like, and she looked at me and I looked at her, and like I had to hold back laughing. I think it was a comfort animal, which, listen, I don't really give a shit, but it just caught me so off guard because it was enormous, dude. It was like this big floppy ears and everything.
Wow. And rabbit.
They,
would that stay put in a baby carriage? Wouldn't
dude,
it fucking run
didn't
away?
move. It was well behaved. I can't say enough nice things about this rabbit. Good looking rabbit.
Are you thinking of getting one now?
No, God forbid. But like it caught me so off guard, and that lady watched me, and then I had to like pull it together, and then the same thing happened again the other day. I walk in my chapel, I'm like, oh, there's that family. I'm like, and I go and I look, and I'm like, fucking rabbit. I'm like,
Same rabbit.
Same rabbit. Didn't move, didn't jump out of the carriage. There's no, I don't see.
The kid's just pushing a rabbit in a baby carriage.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly he is like, I don't know if it's autism, but there's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
And I guess that's his like emotional
Give him a
support.
fucking rabbit.
I gotta be honest, I don't give a shit. You know, like I was
gonna start making fun of him in the family until you went with the special needs thing.
Oh yeah, I mean you still can. Trump's back, dude.
I'm not doing it.
You can say it.
No, I don't want to be mean.
No, I'm teasing. Very nice family. Can't say enough nice things about them. But like that caught me off guard. And I've had people ask me, can I bring my dog in?
Right.
And like we're dog people. I had one time I made a removal, which means when we go to the house. And when I went to go leave, the dog blocked the doorway and wouldn't let me out.
Oh wow.
And then they asked to bring the dog to the funeral home. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, just please clean up after it. And then I walk the family in. The dog jumps up on the casket and like whimpers a little bit and then lays down. Bro, it was a total puddle.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm going to cry right now.
I'm able to like kind of like check out in my head and then I start like thinking of just horrendous shit.
Ugh.
And then in that moment, I was just like,
That's amazing, the connection, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. You think the rabbit had the same connection to the kid?
Yeah, maybe.
No?
But I don't think so. I mean,
You think the rabbit's name was Bugs?
I don't know. I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to make a big deal about it at all.
Nobody was talking about it? It was
I
just
didn't want to
common?
have that awkward conversation.
I could see not asking.
My son has autism. This is his emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Do they have
a lot
like
to process.
special like vests they wear that like aren't you supposed to have like a vest that says
I
emotional
don't think
support?
they did.
Bunny?
Like, oh, the bunny. I don't know.
What's with the forget that? What's with the people?
I thought you were
with,
talking about the kid. Jesus Christ, John. I don't think they like that.
What's with the people with the carriages with the fucking animals though?
I don't know. Remember the lady on the plane? I think it was a squirrel.
Yeah, I see the people
How the
with
fuck
the
do you
dogs.
catch a squirrel?
I don't know. This woman that used to be a secretary for us at Claire Rose, she had a squirrel, and she would be like, "No," and she was a little off. She had a squirrel in her house. Got in the house. She started feeding it. Never left. And she would like show me videos of it like crawling on her.
Yeah.
And then like every couple of weeks she'd come in, just scratch the fuck up.
That's what I was saying. Like I think Bill Burr does a like what do they call it, a skit or whatever, about like
Animal
coming
people?
home from the bar and it's like you're all fucked up and you know like is that a squirrel? And then it's a squirrel. They just move so fast and they're shifty. Like before you even realize what's happening, it's gonna fucking scratch the shit out of you and like scratch your eye out, and then you got to go to the bar and you got to tell that story every time somebody asks you what the fuck happened to your eye.
Squirrels, if you look directly at them, it's a weird looking creature.
I don't want anything to do with a squirrel.
What about the black squirrels? Where are they?
Uniondale?
Oh, teed up that one.
Yeah.
Teed up that one. Yeah, the carriage thing. Like I see people walking around my town with dogs in carriages.
Yes, the little dogs, the foo-foo dogs.
The little ones.
Guy just said Union.
You should have keep rolling with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I snorted.
Must have been that sandwich.
That's right.
It was such a good sandwich. I was so hungry and I was like, I never want to like be super bloated before we come on here. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get something easy. I went there with all intentions of getting like a salad or like the petit filet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where'd you go?
Vittorio's. Yeah.
You go there all the time?
No, but it does appear that way. But
I almost went last night, but I didn't go.
I sat down and I'm like, too heavy. And for some reason I went, but I'll take the buffalo chicken sandwich. He's like, French fries? Yeah, why not?
They make a buffalo chicken sandwich over
It
there?
was awesome.
It's good?
Oh, so good. And in reality, it wasn't too, like, if I didn't have those, like, the beer, it would have been fine. But, like, he's like, Heineken Light? I'm like, don't do it. I'm like, yeah, okay.
You like Leonardo over there?
Dude, I could listen to that guy talk forever.
Right?
You know he's really a Jew from like Cedarhurst or something. He's just fucking faking it the whole time.
That's so funny.
I'm convinced, dude. But I can't listen to him talk forever.
I know. He's good.
Yeah. Do you know him?
Leonardo.
No, I've only been there a couple times.
It's just exactly how he says it, too.
Leonardo.
He could...
He's fucking Italian guy.
He could easily be like, I'm Leo. Or like, I'm Leo.
No, he's Leonardo.
Every time you ask him his name, it's Leonardo.
He's a good guy, though.
He is a great guy.
That's a red flag, bro. Stopping for that for lunch with 2 beers is like, that might be.
Well, I gave him a compliment.
You don't need AI for that to tell you shouldn't do that.
When I saw him this morning, I was like, you know what? You really do look.
You do look
thinner.
good right now. He does look good.
He
right
looks
now.
thinner. And he
Can't look any worse than that fucking last podcast, dude. Jesus Christ.
Sweaters.
No, I start wearing a burqa here.
This guy shows up in full fucking like a robe.
You know what I started watching again recently was the Larry David thing. He is so fucking funny, dude.
What, the Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Do you watch it at all?
I did.
Did you ever see the Palestinian chicken place episode?
I don't remember.
Or like, so they want to get like fried chicken. They hear about this Palestinian chicken place, and you know they're Jewish, so like they don't get along automatically. And then I forget the one guy's name. The two of them go there. The heavy set guy, the waitress to the owner. Yeah, she's hot. And the guy comes in with the yarmulke on. He's like, "What are you doing here? What are you?" And he takes the yarmulke, and then when he walks in, they all start clapping. And then he winds up like sleeping with her.
Yeah.
He's fucking. That guy's unbelievable. And it's still go. Is it still going or it ended officially?
I don't know if it ended officially, but there's another good one too. Is when they cancel each other out, the votes.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Can you believe he won by one vote?"
He's great.
He's amazing and like just like casually funny. Like he's not even trying that hard.
No,
just being himself.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, it's like Kurt. Kurt's like that too.
Kurt's on one right now.
Is he?
Oof.
Sick kids, right?
Sick kids, hates his job, hates himself, hates his life, hates everything.
He got in the cold tub, I saw.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah.
I was surprised at two
Who
things.
was the blonde woman?
That's Jackie. She's been on the show a couple times.
She's not like anybody's wife or anything?
No.
I thought maybe that was his wife.
No. We should have had him do it against his wife. That would have been fucking great.
That
she would
shit-
have destroyed him. She's a machine.
Brutal.
You would have done it?
Yeah. Not in 15 years, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
15 years ago, you were like an OG, like
So no, just playing sports.
oh,
And like just
recovery.
yeah.
Like ice bath type
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's brutal. Especially right now.
Till your nuts just turn into ovaries inside of you.
Yeah, you're shriveling up real
Feel
quick.
great afterwards, though.
Yeah, so I've done the cold showers, and it's like for a short, not a short amount of time, but like at least the next half hour, you're like
Flying. Yeah, flying. Yeah, it lasts for a long time. This morning it was like 10 degrees, 14 degrees, and I got in there and I was like, set my timer for like 4 minutes. 1 minute, I was like, I'm out of here.
You have it at home?
No, I go to a place in Bayport, the place where they did it.
I had that. You know that story I always tell you guys about the guy who fought his brother-in-law? And if you don't know, he called me the other day.
Just to talk?
He called me to like kind of, he wanted to bash me, and he tried, but like, honestly, it just sounded like he wanted to be heard. So I kind of just was like, yeah, I understand, but I was firm with him. I was like, he's like, your staff, nobody offered to call the cops. I'm like, I offered to call the cops. I was
This
like,
guy's still talking about
to
it?
your wife.
How long ago was that? Months?
Multiple months.
And he's still on it?
I still have the mother's ashes too. Wow. Because they just won't sign the paperwork to split the ashes. And I'm like, dude, what is the problem? Like, the judge is going to give your sister half no matter what. I'm like, you're wasting time and money. And you don't understand. She stole everything. And I'm just like, I don't need to know. But like, I was getting the feeling that.
Was that another one bites the dust?
Yes. My
That's
funeral
perfect for a
ringtone.
funeral guy.
Yeah.
You just live in the part.
It's my favorite. the panic that builds up when I'm with somebody and I go, oh, fuck, did I shut that off? You never saw a fat guy move so fast. When that goes off and I'm with people, there's not been a gunslinger in the West faster than me when that phone rings.
It's also interesting that you have your ringer on. How old are you?
I thought I shut it off, dude. I got news.
60? I haven't heard my ringer in fucking 10 years.
You keep the ringer on generally?
Yeah, I miss a phone call from my answering service. It's, potentially $15,000, $20,000.
Really turned that one around on me fast.
Yeah.
I just live with my fucking phone in my hand. So
yeah, it's true too. I can't begin.
Live with it.
So many people all the time are like, "Oh, I can't believe you answered me so fast." It's like, well, I was looking at the screen when you sent the message.
You share Instagram posts and stories faster than anyone I've ever seen.
Like a coked up hooker.
Like faster than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I'm barely even pressed send on that button, and you've already shared it.
Yeah, my phone's in my hand a lot. Too much.
My battery died. My phone's over there, and I'm having a little bit of anxiety about it being over there.
Do you need it?
No.
I took my kids out to eat last night. I left my phone in the car, and I was like,
Oh, dude. Do you remember when we were kids? We used to go out and play.
Yeah.
You go call for your friend down the block on your fucking Dino Air or your Huffy or your Diamondback. You used to pedal away, no keys, no cell phone, no wallet.
pretty
GT
wild.
Performer.
Yeah.
GT Performer. I had
Those were
one.
the days.
I had a Dino Air with the pegs on the front
I
and the
think I had
back.
a Dino too.
We had no money. I had a Huffy.
That's all right.
Doesn't make you a bad guy.
And then you would just disappear for like the day
Into the night.
into the woods. We used to go on like back then I was in West Babylon, so we used to go like the 17th Street. We used to call it the Dead Man Jumps, and it was just literally like
Hills.
that we would
Yeah.
just ride our bikes around. If I leave my house without my phone or my wallet, I'll make it a block before I'm like, I can't breathe.
Yeah, think about how like that whole anxiety of like wondering if anybody's trying to get you or like that wasn't there. It didn't exist.
No.
It was not a thing. It's hard to even conceptualize that right now.
For my business and doctors, though, it's made our lives easier because for when we were on call, meaning no one's there, and the phone would ring, and if you weren't by the phone, you missed the house phone. You potentially
I
missed
think
the
it's
funeral.
made everybody's business better. Like it's made business more doable, achievable, more efficient. But it's made life like
You're accessible all the time.
it's made that not as good.
Is it accessible or accessible? This is right back to the espresso. thing.
Espressos.
Accessible.
Well, the thing too is like what I don't like is I'll try to like disconnect, and people will freak out that I don't like message them back, call them back.
I actually have like an actual not like a physical reaction when I like mentally go, I need to put this thing down, and then like some time goes by, and I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Same.
What do I do with myself?
That's crazy.
Do I just like take the dog for a walk? I got to take my phone with me in case it rings. Like I got to get it.
Just think, man.
It's a leash, dude. That's all it is.
It's a leash.
True. It really is. So wait, what did happen back in the day? You'd have to be at the funeral home for
They would be at the
waiting?
funeral home, or if they weren't, they would, this is Vincent. Put me on call at my house, and then you had to be home. And if you weren't,
Yeah.
you missed the
But
funeral.
it's just the expectation of the expectation of response wasn't like the way that it is. Nobody expected.
Right.
Like people would expect things to take a few days to get a confirmation. People would expect it to take.
Now it's literally 15 minutes. The answering service will tell you, if you don't hear from us within 15 minutes, please call back.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Also, the evolution of like phone calls. Like people call me, and I'm like, "Why are you calling me right now?" Like
I still enjoy a good chat.
You do. You call a lot. I'm not
I
saying
do.
you call all you want, but I'm saying you call a lot.
I do. I'll text, no problem. But like sometimes I'm just like, it's just easier to like relay the message.
Yeah.
Because text too, it's like they get misconstrued.
I still like to talk.
I read the text like with my own insecurities blazing through.
Yeah. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. I literally, my friends will be like, hey, you want to go out tonight? I'm like, I'm not fucking, I don't have FOMO. What are you talking about? It's like, I just asked if you wanted to go out.
You know what I was thinking about with funeral homes? Is there like a convention that you guys go to?
Yeah, dude. They get down too.
Really?
Yeah, all of them, they get blacked out drunk.
Where is it? Is it
There's
moving
one in
around?
Saratoga. I like to go to the AC one because you can gamble a little bit. Saratoga's 4.5 hours away.
That's like a regional one, or is it like a national one?
Vegas. National.
Of course.
Yeah.
Where else would it be? You ever go?
I haven't. I would like to.
Let's go.
I'll go. Do a podcast right from the convention.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Live from the dead fucking thing.
That guy John's got that voice.
John Clemjack?
Yeah.
Clemjack's amazing.
Is he? I've never met with him. He's got like, you have no idea who he is, but
No,
he's
he
got
was a
like,
client of ours.
he is? He's got radio voice.
He's
And fuck you, San Diego.
he's a serious dude.
I like him. He's very nice.
I don't think I ever met him.
No?
Megan knows him well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How is Meg?
She's good, I think.
All things are settled?
Yeah, she's a machine. She's up there in Boston. Just Peloton, yoga.
I love when they
oats.
prank the Peloton people.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, great job, Mike Hunt.
Yeah. Luz Khan, happy birthday. Yeah, those are... Every time I see that, I can't not watch that video. And I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's great. It's literally... And it's 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
At least the one I watch. We got to get... You know what I was thinking about? We got to see if we could get the Long Island Medium on.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Like do an actual like thing here?
Or just interview
like
her, and then if she,
She's feeling froggy,
Raises anything?
I got to have a line of dead people following me, dude. This guy's just got to be.
I'll get red right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that I'm ready for it.
How do they do that, though? I think they're looking at your Facebook.
So I definitely I got one guy who was like, I don't want to say world renowned, but like pretty accurate. He was like, this is a COVID reading too, so it's over the phone, which makes me even more suspect. It's like, you're just doing it like over the phone. And he goes, Cole misses Sasha misses Cole. Well, no. The dogs, they died like kind of close together. And he was like, they're back together again. And I was just like, how does he know that? Eating out of the palm of his hand. And your grandparents are so proud of you and everything you've accomplished. And I was just like, he had me going. And then I realized that I left my Facebook open to the public. And I was like...
Especially in that setting, like it's not like you bought a ticket to show up and they just got a name. Like that guy's just sitting in front of a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a boat involved? I'm getting a C for casket. Is something to do with a casket in a boat?
I've never done anything like that.
Me neither.
Nothing like that. Psychic, nothing.
But I'll do it now.
Yeah.
If we get her on, I think that would be dope. She's got her own podcast too.
We're gonna get her.
I just in the realm of we're in the same industries, kind of, right? Like
kinda.
I ferry him over to the other side. You talk to him. Ask him if I did a good job. Were they happy with my service?
She's like your Google review person.
Yeah.
I wonder what those people charge. How do they charge? Like, is it like
she probably charges a lot.
She probably gets big money.
Is it like a one-time thing, or it's like going to a therapist? Yeah, and then you go like multiple times.
No, you go one time. So from what I understand, she's booked out for like literally a decade.
Really?
Yeah, maybe not that long, but like that's a very, very long time.
That's a nice.
She had a fucking TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a TV show. She's packed out the Paramount multiple times. We were sitting in like literally the second row, and every time she walked up and down the aisle, I was like, all 6'1" of me was like,
"Pick me,
okay,
pick me." That's pretty cool though to turn that into like that's your personality.
I just want to know how they do it. Like, is it real?
I don't think it's real.
You just think that woman from Levittown or Hicksville, wherever she's from, is just that good at reading people? Like those minor facial tics and...
Yeah, I don't think it's real. How could it be real?
Is it like a class, you think, that they go to?
Well, I think it's probably similar to like the shit that they do like CIA interrogation and stuff like that. That there's tricks, there's tells, there's things.
Yeah, but who do you learn that from? That's what I'm wondering. Is it passed
CIA
down?
uses mediums, though.
They do?
Yeah, what's that guy's name? He's got a big podcast. Sean Ryan?
Yeah.
He did an interview with like a CIA. I think
the guy with the curly hair?
No, he's bald. Shaved, rather. He had a woman on, I forget what they call them, like watchers or something like that, where it's like they literally use mediums. And what's the other one? Mediums and I forget the word.
Fortune tellers?
What?
Fortune tellers?
Gypsies?
Gypsies. No. So I get you, psychic mediums, whatever. They, so if the CIA is using them, they got to be something to that. Like,
but just like I want to know.
Remote viewers. That was the term they used.
How do you get into that? How do you decide? this is what I want to do with my life. I want to.
I think it usually starts with like a drug problem.
I was gonna say LSD.
It's so in like these people's defense, it's like they say it just comes to them. It's just like they have a feeling that
bullshit.
Mary is standing behind you and everything is okay. And I want to see the ones where they're like, yeah, Mary's standing, but she's fucking pissed. You know, she's tired of your bullshit. The stress that you caused her killed. You know, she died because of you. And like see like the horrific end of it.
I just like, and is it, how do they decide if they're going to tell people good news or bad news? And then like, does that ruin people's lives at that point?
I think if you're a good person, you're going to tell them only good stuff. I think if you're an honest person, you'll probably do both. But if it's real, right? Because if it
can't be real. It can't be.
I mean, that's like straight up ghost shit. You know, like at that point, it's like another realm that they're going into to figure that out. There's a place over by the laundromat that I go to where it's been there forever, and I see people going in and out all day long, and I'm like, what goes on in there?
Oh, it's probably massage parlor.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's only dudes going in and out of that place.
Psychics for dudes only.
Yeah. It's so funny. There was a place like that in Wantua. And it was like it was a massage parlor that they busted, and all like the mamas groups were like up in arms about it, and they were like, "Yes, the cops finally shut it down." And I was young, and I just wrote on there, I was like, "Cops ruin everything."
Those mom groups are amazing.
They're the mafia, dude.
It's amazing.
I get them at the florist. They come in all the time. Like, you know, we're part of the Massapequa Moms. And I'm just like, oh fuck.
What does that mean though? Like, what are they trying to get at?
It just means like if you
Discount?
don't do a good job.
Oh, okay.
At the very least, if you don't meet their expectations.
That's crazy. There's people in there, like I see it from time to time when I'm like looking for something, like, oh, what's going into that store that closed down? And that's where you go, right, for that information. And I see what's being in there, and it's always like 4 or 5 of the same people. And it's like, what are you doing?
I wonder what's the most powerful moms group on Long Island.
That's got to be Manhasset Moms, right?
Probably.
There's some money behind that.
There's money behind that.
J-Lo's in one of them, maybe.
She's Westbury, right?
Is there any like famous people you think in the moms groups?
Definitely.
Hampton's moms?
Yeah. J-Lo lives in Westbury, like full time?
I don't know if she's full time, but I know she did. She resided in Westbury at one point.
Interesting.
It's crazy over there.
It's so funny. You ever see the memes of, or like the videos of like, it's like J-Lo and Shakira at like 60 and they're shaking their ass and they're like tip top shape.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like me at 30. And it's like the mom bends down, blows her back out, and farts when she hits the ground.
Those people are fucking timeless. I mean, that's like whatever they're doing.
Dude, they sold their soul to the devil. There's no other explanation than that. Like,
they just put millions of dollars into how they look.
Yeah, but still.
And they're obsessed with it.
Forget how they look. Also, too, it's like they look incredible.
Yeah.
Their physique, it's everything.
Yeah, it's their business, you know.
Look at Tom Cruise. You tell me Tom Cruise didn't shake hands with the devil?
Yeah, well, you see him now. He's starting to look. If Tom Cruise walked in this room right now, he wouldn't look as good as
he's fucking 70, dude.
Yeah.
He's not. You know, it's not. It's, you look at him in your head. You're like, hey, he looks good. He's 70 almost. 70, yeah. You know, like he's probably. I bet you he's 65.
Yeah, probably in that range.
Even to like a little like Heidi Klum.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's the neck. That's how you.
Well, they're beautiful to begin with. They're attractive people to start off. They're genetic, you know, and then they put tons of money and time, and you know, I think what am I trying to say? Like, if you know, not everybody is going to be as genetically beautiful, but if you had that kind of money and you were able to dedicate that kind of time to that, you'd be, you know, the best looking 60-year-old fucking you know around in your world.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right, but still, you know.
If you got that much money and all you're doing is like shooting a movie every year, maybe, let's say, you have no excuse to not look great, you know?
Well, that's your business. Your business is to look great.
Right?
Yeah. That's what you do.
I've been getting some nasty comments about First Down Dogs. About my shirt choices and just how fat I am.
Oh my God.
Huge.
Who are fucking the people that do that?
A lot of like.
You are deceiving though.
A lot of like,
you got a skinny face.
A lot of like, yeah, some guy said I look like a fat crackhead Bradley Cooper.
What? It's kind of a compliment.
No, that's how I think it.
Yeah.
At the crackhead part, that seems...
Yeah, cracked out Bradley Cooper or something like that. And I'm like, if I was cracked out, I wouldn't be as fat as I am, you know?
Fucking people suck.
Manhasset moms.
But that's what I think about. Like, my immediate like reaction is like, fuck this guy. But at the same time, like, what are you doing? Like, who's doing that?
Thanks for the view. You know? Yeah. I don't know, dude. People are, like, what do they call them? Keyboard warriors?
Yeah.
We used to say telephone tough guys. It's like, because he wouldn't say that to your face. There's a chance he'd get punched in the nose.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a telephone tough guy. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but we're back now.
What's that?
We're back, baby.
What does that mean?
We're back.
What does that mean?
We're back. You can punch people in the face again. You heard that live from who are these guys? I mean... Oh, man, dude. I tell you what, though, it's like... I saw a thing today. It was like sweeping, not evictions, what deportations all across America already.
That's not just gonna fucking be a thing.
I mean,
like,
listen,
the extreme cases, like the ones that are like the criminal records and all that kind of stuff. That, but like people worried about like fucking ice, blowing into a restaurant in Massapequa and firing all the, taking all the dishwashers out. That's not gonna happen.
No,
because if they did that,
I might lose a driver.
The whole fucking economy would come to a halt.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and they're welcome here as long as they're good people. I wholeheartely agree.
Yeah, if you were convicted of like a fucking felony and you did
all those like gangs though that are occupying those hotels,
100%.
Get them the fuck out.
That's anybody that would argue that is anybody with all of the information that would argue that. Like with the just factually saying that, like, all right, these people are criminals. They took over a hotel. Like anybody who would argue that shouldn't take place, I don't think there's even like the people that like consider themselves on the left and stuff. I even think that most of those people, given all of the information, wouldn't argue that you know what I mean.
Most people, overwhelming majority. But that's the problem is they give a bullhorn to the extremes on both sides.
Yeah,
I love to make fun of both sides. It's like. I saw that post yesterday on Facebook. It was like America had a choice to celebrate Martin Luther King Day with the first black president, female black president. Instead, America chose misogyny and racism, and I'm not proud of it. And I just wrote, we've already had a black president. And then I deleted it. I never send it. I always type it out and I never send it.
Keyboard warrior.
Yeah, I just, some people just want to be offended.
Yeah.
Perpetually offended.
And now they have like the biggest voice ever. Just to put it anywhere.
So much easier just to be happy.
Yeah.
Well, I think the bulk of that shit is that the people that do that are so unhappy with their lives, and that is the only outlet that they have.
And don't want to take accountability for it.
Yeah, exactly. They're channeling their unhappiness for their own circumstances through that.
I think that's where social media becomes a problem too, is where it's like anything that ever happens in your life, it's like, it's not even like that anymore. And they want to send it out into the world as opposed to just being out in the world and like living,
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
What's the next thing? Like... What's the next thing going to be? You got a tip?
It's what's happening.
It's definitely AI. It's AI everything.
It's AI in the sex robots, and then it's over.
My favorite thing too, I forgot to mention this before, was the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh yeah.
It was
Gulf of America.
Now it's the Gulf of America, and it's like there's a meme and it keeps saying it's like Gulf of Mexico. It'll never snow down here. Gulf of America. Hold my beer. Apparently, they got crushed with snow in Florida.
Yeah, in New Orleans, it was snowing like crazy. I was just saying to Jay before, imagine that though. Like, imagine you're trying to get away from here. You spend all this money on a vacation, and you go there, and it's snowing.
That's wild.
That's some bad dice rolls right there.
Yeah. I mean, how far down did it go?
I don't know. I knew it snowed. I knew it. I know it snowed in New Orleans, but I don't know.
It went into Florida too. I know they're kind of even at some points, but. I don't think it made down to like the Melbourne, Orlando area.
So does that like completely debunk the global warming thing? It's like now that's not a thing anymore?
Dude. Who do you even believe anymore? This is the problem I have all the time. It's like, I don't know who's right or who's wrong. And it's like, you hear one side, you go, 99% of scientists all agree and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, well, it makes sense that we're speeding it up.
Sure.
But then you're like, the oceans rose 2 inches in the last 400 years, whatever. And it's like, it's kind of not, I'm not willing to sacrifice my iPhone for 2 inches over 400 years.
I'm not going to be around for the next inch, maybe,
Yeah. So, so I don't know.
Another inch sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people.
I wasn't talking about the Gulf
Yeah, we got
America.
What were you going to say?
Well, I feel like maybe people wouldn't want to sacrifice their iPhone, but there's a lot of people in California right now that would gladly take their home over.
So listen to me. America is not the problem when it comes to global warming. It's third world countries that manufacture tons of shit. And 100%. You are not going to stop some guy in Africa from burning a couch to keep his kids warm in the middle of the night. Like, that's just a fact, Like, so you could Paris Climate Accord all you want. You could virtue signal, and you could listen to that kid, the girl who
Greta.
Oh yeah.
Greta Thunberg, who flies around in a private fucking jet.
Yeah.
Now it's like, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're part of the problem now. Like, I don't see you riding your bike through Europe.
Yeah, but I in 2016 when Trump first ran, I completely tapped out of everything.
Yeah, you missed a lot, dude.
No, I completely
for good, better, and worse.
I completely pulled out because it was like
I never pull out.
This this is just it's theater. It's theater. You don't know what to believe. And,
I really think, and you're gonna make fun of me for this, but I really think like he is that way.
No, I
think that's him all the time.
I didn't pull out 2016 because of him, like because I was turned off by him. I was just like, when you started seeing how crazy the differences were between CNN and Fox, when you started looking at like the same story told completely different angles, to me it was just like, this is obvious that this is a game.
Yeah, the flow of
They're
information
playing with us, and I'm not interested because like I'm not going to become a politician. I'm not going to become a lawyer.
I could totally do that job.
All I can do is just try to make my world as good as it
president
can
of the
be.
United States. I swear to God, I could.
Dude, would you want to?
No, God forbid.
But you would do it.
No, I wouldn't want to.
I could definitely like, because like I'm not corrupted. I mean, me right now just teleport into the White House, and I'd be like, do the right thing by the American people. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah, but the thing is that like I'm gonna go devil's advocate a little bit. There's no such thing. There's no like
because you
350 million people from all different walks of life.
Well, that's part of the
impossible
problem.
to make everybody happy.
So that's part of the problem is the different cultures in the United States. Although it is it's a great thing. It's easier to treat like a northern, like a Switzerland, where it's like 99% European
it's
white.
like fucking New Jersey with all the same people in it.
Yeah.
That's when people compare like fucking countries like Norway to us. It's fucking laughable.
Yeah, we have
350 million people from all over the fucking world.
And 48
Nobody
genders.
agrees on anything. Except, you can make more money here than wherever you came from.
Yeah, a bunch of Zimzers.
So it's not, there's never been anything like this in the history of the world.
No, it's a wild ride too, dude.
It's a ride.
Even from like when we were kids to like now, how much things have changed dramatically. And like I think about this all the time on funerals. Like, there's not many of them left, but like those World War II generations in 1923, like those people who were born during those times. It's like the jump in technology and just culture in general that they've seen is like from literally sitting in front of a transistor radio to like TV, color TV, computers, Game Boy, PlayStation, virtual reality. Now, like, there's a few of them left, so I don't know that they know exactly what AI is, but like,
well, they call it God technology. Like, if you had to explain to those generations, it's like this is a new God,
right?
Yeah, sure.
Like that's what they would see it as.
I get
the capabilities.
You know what doesn't annoy me when it's right, but like the AI answers on Google now, and it's just like, how'd you do that?
It's pretty wild.
All the info's already in there.
Yeah, I know. It's just reading it from different places and like weighing it against things, I guess. And
yeah, it's like fucking. When you think of it like that, it's like all of the information that exists is uploaded. It's there.
What's the capabilities of AI in the funeral world? Is there any?
Yeah, so there's going to be, right now we have AI obituary writers, which is great because everybody thinks I'm like this crazy linguist. Just plug a few names in and what they liked. And it's like, as John battled the storms of life, he steered his ship straight through all the squalls.
Squalls.
And
I wrote that. I wrote that.
They're like, this is wonderful. Thank you. I tried never to take credit for it, but I take credit for it without taking credit for it. And then
very, very lawyer of you.
Yeah. I mean, that's an easy one. Okay, that's an easy spot.
So now they're gonna have not now, they'll have eventually holographic railways in the funeral home.
So like the person's
This is my
there.
idea. This is a genuine idea for me. The person will greet you as a hologram, and that railway will run to whatever chapel they're in. They'll use facial recognition to they'll make, oh, John. It'll say it's me, right? John, thanks for coming, man. My chapel's right this way.
So the dead person's there as a hologram.
It'll physically, and if there's a memory that somehow is inserted, it can have a conversation with you. And it'll physically walk you to your chapel. Thank you for coming. Maybe it walks you back out.
Like solo funerals, where it's like one-on-one, you with the person.
Not necessarily with the person, but it'll walk each individual person in.
The person that's dead.
The person that's dead.
Yeah, but what about that? Like, what about like you have like a private funeral with that person where you get to like talk to them one more time?
You could. I mean, you're just uploading memories.
Yeah.
Listen, AI is all about the prompts, right? So the more you prompt it, the more it puts out. So like the more you prompt those, like you can.
Well, just draw its conclusions.
Yeah. So like if you did like, so I'm assuming you know your wife best, right? So like, God forbid something happened to her, you plugged all that into a computer. You're gonna have a full blown conversation with you all the time based on the information, and then it'll learn things about you and like weave that into it, which is dangerous. Next thing you know, you got that Megan Fox doll in your room. You ever see that movie?
Yeah,
that's coming.
Or Her.
Her. Is that the name of it?
Her's the one with Scarlett Johansson.
That one I haven't
and
seen.
Joaquin Phoenix. It's like a little like speaker and camera.
I think the moment that AI is in the sex robot, that's the beginning of the end. I think it's over.
There's no reason to leave the house.
It's over.
I feel like,
it smells so musty in here.
It's gonna split apart fucking the nuclear family.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
Is it cheating?
I mean, not if your wife can have one, I guess.
Absolutely not.
We used to talk about that, and like, what do you say? Like, you would come home and your wife's got a sex robot and looks just like your neighbor. Who was saying that? Nick was saying that.
I saw a thing today. It was like,
looks like your brother-in-law.
It was a couple, and they're like, "Who's your hall pass?" And she's like, "Diplo."
Diplo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I feel like he's kind of gay.
And then all of a sudden she goes, "Who's your hall pass?" And he goes, "Your friend Julie."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Wait, what do you mean?"
Yeah.
She's like, "No. Like my guy's unattainable." He's like, "She's here all the time."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, that's a King of Queens episode, like a whole episode of King of Queens, and he says it's just her nail lady, and she says it's like some like bucket celebrity or something like that.
He's funny, Kevin James. He's like clean funny.
Yeah. I haven't heard much from him lately. I wonder what he's got going on.
I think he did a show at the Paramount recently. It comes up on like my Facebook feed. Buy tickets.
Dave Attell was at the Paramount last Sunday night. I didn't even know that guy was still alive.
Yeah. Surprised.
Remember that show, Late Night with Dave Attell, where he would just go around to bars and just like mess with people, smoke cigarettes and drink?
My favorite is Andrew Dice Clay. Do you see the stuff he does now?
Yep.
He just walks
doing
up
it for
to
himself.
Random people.
Doesn't even care.
You want to take a picture?
It's awesome when the people don't know who he is.
He has no idea who that is.
So good.
Yeah. I think, like that, like awkward type, but that's only funny to like him and us because we know who he is.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment, it's like legit awkward.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Him, and who's the other guy I like?
Old school guy or new school guy?
I always liked Bill Burr, but he got a little like politically like corrupted, I guess you'd say. I thought there was a time where Bill Burr was the funniest man on the planet.
Yeah. He had some of his comedy specials were like the last ones I remember really laughing at on TV.
The muffins, when you go to a fair.
You start punching it.
And you never break eye contact.
Yeah, that's good.
And he was
wham,
he
wham.
used to talk about like dating, and he would be dating like a black chick, but how like as you get higher in the streets and street numbers in Manhattan, like you get like 125th Street, and you find out that she says, fuck 125th Street."
He talks about being ashy.
Yeah, he's like, I come out of the subway looking how I look. These people maybe haven't seen a white guy in a few days.
My favorite was when he does the bit about church. And he's like, when you're a kid, like you go to church and it's like, how come you don't go anymore? So, well, I heard all the stories. Nothing's changed. So, but when you're a kid, it's like, you know, the priest will be up there and be like, say what I say when I say it, and you can go home to your toys. And he's like, okay, I'll say it. And then he's like, now can I go home to my toys? Which that one was really funny. And the other one when he's talking about being on a plane, he's like, you're on the plane. He's like, there's always that one guy who's got those gold toe socks on and he's got his shoes off and he's doing that.
Yeah.
He's like, and then the plane drops a little bit and he's like, and it turns into a haunted house.
That's a special talent.
Yes.
Being a comedian like that, that's a special talent.
I feel like Bill Burr took the Disney money, and then like once he was on like Star Wars and started taking the Disney money, he stopped being funny.
He was on Star Wars?
Yeah, he was in Mandalorian. He was in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, but he married like his wife is very, very liberal. Very, not even liberal. She's like a lefty. She was at like the UFC thing.
Is his
She
wife
was
black?
Flipping off, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Flipping off Trump. And it's just like, I get it, but like, keep your husband has to entertain everybody.
Yeah.
Remember Al Iaquinta was telling that story about fucking
Michael,
what was his name? Rappaport?
Mike Rappaport, yeah.
He became a jerk, kind of.
He's and he got like canceled by the left and then became like a fucking, not a right-wing extremist, but like,
I mean, you know, I guess there's a conflict of interest in for what we do and everything. And like, you know, we do podcasts and we do shit and we try to get out there in the public eye. But like, anybody who's really in the public eye, I just feel like is fucking full of shit, especially nowadays with fucking
or just
with
be
social
Switzerland.
media.
You can
like,
have your
everybody's
views.
trying to fucking create like this fucking character.
Right.
In my office, when you make arrangements with me, there's 2 signed presidential certificates: Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. I feel like that's a good balance.
That is.
You know,
Saw him up there. He looks
yeah.
okay.
Yo, she looks so haggy.
He looks bad.
Oh, Hillary?
Hillary, yeah.
She's got to be in the 70s, right?
Yeah, but she's like the quintessential like Cruella DeVille.
Just like the skin is just falling off her
Yeah.
face. You know?
Yeah, like
real
I need more
white,
adrenochrome.
like real white people don't age good.
I mean, some do, but like, you know, who doesn't age well? Irish, Germans kind of really get.
I think she's probably
Spotty.
in that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That.
They look like that's, what is that? That white sausage?
Interesting.
Yeah, like the what do they call that? Liver spots or whatever?
Yeah. Black don't crack.
I don't want to get old.
That's a thing.
I'm afraid of getting old a little bit. I just want to live forever.
How old are you? 42?
42. What does that mean?
You're fucking halfway there, dude.
I know.
The average life expectancy in America, I think, is 68.
I think it's going to go up.
70 something.
70.
Didn't it dip from the COVID thing?
I don't know, dude. They probably went up. Burned out all the dead wood.
Got to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just fucking, that's nature's way, dude.
Nature's way.
Except it was China. This virus is going to be huge. What's going to happen in China, dude? They're beyond like this isn't the right word. They're beyond like their reproductive rate.
Right. They're just going to die out.
No, they're just going to take over us.
That's one. You know what? The one thing that drives me nuts is we allow those students to come here, learn at all our Ivy League schools for free, and then we just go, "You want to stay?" They go, "No, I'm going to just take all your shit back with me," and they just go and they report back to Xi Jinping. Spell that.
Report back.
I was trying to figure out last night. I was thinking about
Dark Lord.
the TikTok thing, like the timeline of the TikTok thing. Like, wasn't Trump the one who started that?
I thought so too.
And then he saved it.
Literally, I like.
Well, yeah,
I
because
put up a collage of like literally every single major news network talking about how he's been saying, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of it. We're
Yeah.
gonna get rid of it. We're gonna get rid of it." And then all of a sudden, like they finally do it. He gets a phone call from Xi Jinping and be like, "Hey, you're not doing this." And he's like, "Hey guys, I saved you."
he made a comment that like after speaking to his son, he realized like
The tall kid?
Yeah.
Or the other one.
You know, we were 1 millimeter away from a real life Batman. What? With the assassination attempt.
Oh.
Uber wealthy, right?
Yeah.
Just you know, that kid's like what, 6'8"?
Yeah.
You know, like and was that a millimeter or something like that they missed by?
Could have been a Bruce Wayne.
We could have had a real life fucking Batman.
Damn.
And I don't wish that upon him at all, but I'm just saying.
But Batman
would have been fucking awesome.
Would have been cool.
I'm hoping for a sex tape out of Baron Trump. I want to see that. You know?
You think he's fucking already at 18?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He's probably got a whole harem.
What's that Jewish comedian, Andrew Schultz?
Yeah.
Schultz? He's got...
he's not Jewish.
Stop.
I'm telling you, he's not. You think he is, but he's not.
It's a terrible
Schultz?
haircut, dude.
I'm
I
almost...
hate that haircut.
What happened?
He's Scottish.
No fucking way.
I swear to God.
He had Trump on his show, and he's like, you know, when it comes to like the reproductive rights, do you sure you want to do this now? You got Barron, all 6'8" of them, running around Manhattan. And I was like, it's a good point.
That's been my favorite like meme, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's them two walking in. It's Trump and Melania. He's like right behind me. He's like 100 feet tall.
Did you see
his mother's a Scottish immigrant and his father is of Irish descent.
Schultzy.
He's not.
I thought he was Jewish.
I thought he was Jewish too. He's not.
There's another video of Barron saying something to Biden, and nobody knows what he said, but Biden goes from like, and he goes, and I'm like, what did he say?
Yeah.
What, like, you know, like
He might not have said anything. Biden might not be able to fucking like muscle through.
He was probably like,
anymore.
Oh shit!
Yeah, his battery fucking died.
Yeah.
I wonder what like the people in like, let's say like, I don't know, how far are we removed from Washington?
What do you mean?
Like
How close are we?
George, like those years, like take that and flip it.
Couple
like,
100 years.
Yeah. So like, what are those people going to look back and say?
About
But this,
Yeah.
will there be anybody to look back?
I think so. Listen, the wheels of government move slow for a reason, you know. But
Yeah, that's true.
it's just
Feels like they're gonna struggle to slow it down right now. Like things are gonna happen fast.
I just don't like the fact, and I've never liked this. Is like day one, the president comes in and there's like a stack of books, and it's just like you reversed everything the other guy did. It's like, did you look to see if any of them were good, or are you just doing it to be spiteful?
It's not enough time. 4 years is not enough time.
So I tend to agree with you. However, do you do
think we need
one?
Kings?
Yeah, Kings.
What do you think? 1 8-year run and you're done, one and done?
I think so. I think it's got to be 8 to 10 years.
8 would be
to be
good.
able to
I
do
think
anything.
10's too much.
Yeah.
10's a long time.
I don't think
Decade.
So
we
is
did.
8.
Even didn't think I liked the past administration. Like, hey, look, no matter how you feel, I get why people don't like the current one, but like things weren't great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I still believe that you take this thing out of the equation. You pull it out of the equation. It's like, what's good? What's bad? Like, how bad are things? Like, if you take this out and nobody's arguing with each other, nobody's fucking having Facebook warfare, and none of that shit's happening, like, what's this life? Like, what is this thing that we do? You know what I mean? People get up and they go to fucking work.
Yeah.
Some people are fucking hustlers. Some people are complainers. Some people fucking get opportunities. Some people make opportunities.
Well, that's like you're right. Like it's always like when all those people got arrested on January 6th. It's like, what were you even doing there?
Yeah.
Why are you there?
How did that come about?
But they're
Well,
saying now
but
that
any of
there's
those-
proof that it was fucking that there's.
But any of
there's
those,
stuff.
the kid that shot those people that hit him with the skateboard, it's like, what are you doing there? You're 19 years old. You went there with a rifle.
Even that thing, it's just my theory is pretty consistent since fucking 16, man. Is that it's all bullshit. I don't believe that thing that happened. Like, and I use this example every time we talk about this. I mean, they just did away with it because that was like really fucking fascist and evil. The fucking red light cameras. You can't fucking run a red light without getting a fucking ticket mailed to your fucking house. You're telling me fucking 500 fucking dudes with Viking helmets marched into the fucking Capitol with fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
They probably stifle things like that out 3 times a day.
Well, they had
Yeah.
there's
You know?
proof that there was the FBI was there with like, I think they call them agitators. Where like
Yeah.
they're there to cause trouble on purpose. But isn't that like there's a word for that, right?
Like false actors or
yeah, but like there's a word for it, like entrapment. I think it's called. Well, like if you're a cop and you're like, yo, you want to go kill somebody?
Right. Yeah,
You're like, and the guy's like, not really. I'm like, yo, come on, it'll be a lot of fun.
I think they're just masters of propaganda, and they know how to spin a story, and they know how to use stuff, and they know how this thing influences people, and it's just constant psychological warfare, back and forth, and we fall into it all of the time. I just don't believe it. I do not believe that the most powerful country in the fucking world, the most advanced fucking military, the fucking everything that you can possibly have, I do not believe that a whole bunch of fucking college dudes just fucking kick down the fucking door. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah. Pretty telling that he just let them all, whatever. It's done. He just wiped it all out.
I don't like the pre-pardoning. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, pre or post. Whether it's like the end of the presidency or like right as it comes in.
No, like they pre-pardoned Fauci. Mm-hmm. It's like...
Were they pre-pardon? Like,
I mean, I don't know this to be true. This is according to my Instagram, YouTube, Wikipedia, TikTok research. Sure. So to be fair, I don't know if it's actually true. But if you pre-pardon somebody, like, does that mean like that something happened?
Yeah, you're saying
you're admitting guilt.
Yeah. Yeah,
so he's probably got shit on them and fucking like, you know what I mean? And I don't even think the Trump assassination was real. I think fucking like Trump might have paid that guy.
I think 100%.
Whoever was fucking, you know what I mean? Like
literally, there are people standing, like they're going to the police and be like, "There's a guy on that fucking roof," and the cops.
Yeah, but once again, it went away in 15 seconds.
The news cycle is
it was
stupid fast.
So it's crazy.
But
and he was like, "Yeah."
So you understand?
That's what didn't go away.
It's not one. You have to pay off layers and layers of government, not just one guy.
Yeah, but I think that's what they do, and they've done that forever.
I don't know, dude. Those cops, the regular cops, are just you know cops. I know cops.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think they're in all the systems. They're in all the shit. I think it's fucking insidious, man. I think it is.
I think.
But I think that's also it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, it's not okay in reality. You know, like you shouldn't. Yeah, and then he missed by I'm like a fraction of an inch.
Yeah, exactly. Perfectly.
And then
there never was a bullet. It was a blood capsule.
Well, there's a dead guy behind him.
Yeah. Look up that dead guy. What's his social security number?
Yeah, 000.
He actually died in 1973.
Yeah,
000.
Buried at your funeral, Paula.
Oh shit, that's Mike Smith.
It's too much, man. It's too much. And it's going to get you nowhere. You know, people obsess over that shit. You know, it's going to get you nowhere.
How do we get in touch with the Long Island Medium?
We're going to just DM the shit out of him.
Yeah?
Oh, him?
Them, I said.
Yeah.
I thought you said DM the shit
Their
out of him.
handler.
Like, what? There's a guy?
Hey, Mike DeLong. Well, imagine you come in next week and it's not that person.
We couldn't get her, but we got our cousin.
Yeah, I found him. L-I. This is L-I Medium.
Yeah.
She wasn't available, but
it's a picture of an eyeball. L-I.
Her little cousin Patrick. He can make it.
I wonder if you got to like.
It runs in the family.
You got to pay those people. Probably.
Well, what's his name? How you doing, guy? They wanted money.
Yeah. I guess.
They wanted $3,000, which I didn't think was that terrible, but I didn't want to come
for
up
a podcast episode?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's not that crazy amount, but what are you going to get for that? You know what I mean? It's not going to do nothing. I don't think.
I don't think that translates into followers. I think you get the clips, but
no.
Cleanses the clips. The clips is kind of what does it.
It seems like the clips are everything in reality. But then even too, like, do they come as a pair? Those two?
Long Island Medium. And how you doing?
Oh, imagine that. Yeah. Yo, tell them I said, how you doing? Yeah, your sister's ass, you dad. I know you're in, I lied to you. She's in Florida. I told you this one here was fake.
It's so crazy that, like, that guy, like, you know, like every union guy in New York
every
City,
fucking union guy I've ever met.
Talks like that. Yo, what's going on, Mo? You know what I mean? Like every one of them, they all talk like that. But this guy somehow just started talking that shit.
Someone stuck a camera in his face, and then they laughed their balls off.
People in other places don't know about that character.
Right.
I saw, I think I've said this before, he's got a mental illness. And then I saw an interview with him where he discusses that he has mental illness. And to see him normal was so like refreshing. And he was saying, hey, when I have my phone in my hand and I'm video recording everything and how you doing, and your sister's ass, and like I'm all the way up. I'm manic, like completely manic, and I was like, it makes sense because like I always said, but like I've said to you guys, I said to Salpinos who's met with him before, it's like, is that all the time?
That's exhausting. To be like that,
being married like that. You wake up every day and you go downstairs. You make your coffee and how you doing?
Yeah, that's exhausting to be around and to be like that all the time. Probably.
Yeah. I think that the necessity to be able to make material runs out real quick.
Yeah.
And then when all you have is a how you doing?
Yep.
It's like
you got to get every dollar you can. I have no.
I mean, I really think that's what it is. I think he's doing comedy tours now. And from what I understand, I heard
most of those guys do.
Yeah, they transition to stand up. I can't imagine the stand up has any substance to it, but I could be wrong.
How you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I miss is the Staten Island guys. What happened to those guys?
The Scarlata Brothers? Oh, my God. No. Yo, Joe Biden. Oh, he didn't even say Biden. He was like, yo, Joe Byron. Take me to lunch.
You see these dogs outside? Just know upstairs I'm going home.
Nebs?
Bing bong.
I think that show is still going on. It's like a podcast the guy does.
He's part of that whole group. Like, what's that guy's name? New York Nico?
Yeah, Nico, yeah.
Yeah, it's like them, the Scarlata Brothers, or twins, or whatever they are.
Yep.
They annoy me. And again, they could all be very good guys, but like the whole like, it's like, dude, like, is that like, do your throat hurt?
Well, because it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
It's a guy Kujin looks like he's got a fucking disability.
I like
if you like, that's the guy. Like
I talked to him on the phone. He was completely not. He was regular.
He talks regular. He gives your sister's ass every now and then, but like that's really it. But like if you saw that guy around like your kids or your nieces and nephew, you'd be like, get over here, get away from him.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Like
definitely. Well. Make your money if you can.
That being said, you guys want to come on the podcast?
Yeah,
door's always open. I'll give you a fucking how you do.